Jet stream is expected to undergo a fairly significant pattern change here in the next week. And as it does so, we're going to see in the Northern Plains, Upper Midwest, Great Lakes region, not a lot of difference, but other parts of the country will. Let me show you what we're seeing. First of all, for the last 4 weeks or so, it's been very cold into the Northern Plains because of the configuration of the jet. And now, even though the jet is shifting, it's not going to change the temperature outlook. Still looking below average temperatures, most of the Northern Plains region. The main storm track is about to get intensified, and we're going to start to see a series of East Coast storms that will generate a lot of snow in the eastern United States. And on the eastern side of that, coastal areas, probably some significant rain and some snow. In fact, we're getting one of those this weekend, this storm in the northeast. But this type of a pattern has really been dominated by the ridge of high pressure along the west coast, the troughiness in the east, which has allowed weather typically cold in Alaska to be displaced south and eastward through the U.S. That's not changing too much this week. However, you'll notice this ridge of high pressure is beginning to shift out into the ocean just a little bit, which will allow more troughiness in the southwest, which will set up a storm track along the eastern part of the United States. It's still going to be cold in the Northern Plains, cold in the Great Lakes. We'll likely see the cold weather penetrating down into the south a little bit more, and not much recovery except for Florida. The southeast will be quite chilly over the next couple of weeks. We will have bouts of frigid weather interspersed with just regular cold in the Northern Plains and the Great Lakes area. Gradually under this pattern, the western part of the country will start just getting warmer and warmer and remain fairly dry. As we shift into the second week of this forecast, what's going to happen is it's going to remain very cold here, but what's happening is as the high pressure ridge shifts out to sea, we start seeing more storminess right in this region. And that's why I'm saying the eastern part of the country is looking to get a little bit more moisture. This first week, we do have a coastal storm ongoing this weekend. That will deliver some areas of heavy snow in the northeast coastal areas. The second storm will likely take shape, toward the end of this week, and that'll start shifting that snow a little bit further west, with most of the western U.S. staying quite dry, maybe some snows in the inner mountain region of the northern Rockies. But as we shift into the second week of this period, which takes us basically up through the middle of February, the rain lifts a little further north and east. The storm track becomes more on the eastern Corn Belt areas, and there will likely be some heavy snows there. And I do expect at least one modestly moderate snow system into the Northern Plains. The western part of the country will likely remain mostly dry for the next couple of weeks.